Welcome to the Cook's No Mate, and today I'm going to show you how to make ghee. It's an ingredient that's used a lot in Indian cooking, so it's going to be part of my Indian series. But basically it's clarified butter, so the video is the same for anyone looking for clarified butter. So to make ghee is pretty simple. Get yourself a deep pan, something that's clear or metallic looking at the bottom, basically anything that's not black. It's going to be very important in the later part of the process. Now I like to use these induction type tops for things like this because the temperature control is important. We're going to be separating the water and the milk solids from the butter. The water will evaporate and the milk solids will settle to the bottom. If it's too hot, they will burn and it will ruin everything. So if you're not using an induction top, just use a very low setting on your stove. Okay, so initially I have it set at 120 degrees, that's Celsius. And let's get our butter into the pan. Once the butter is melted, we're going to start getting some bubbling, and that is now the water content evaporating out of the butter. All the white stuff on the top is milk solids, but over time all that's going to disappear. It's going to sink to the bottom, so we're going to give it the opportunity to expel all the water and for the milk solids to sink. So after a few minutes you're going to start getting a rolling boil as we have now, and the milk solids are quite apparent, as you can see. Now you can stir this, but only at the top. You don't want to disturb the milk solids that have already gone to the bottom. And what we're doing now is just waiting for this to stop rapidly boiling like this, because that is the water turning into steam and escaping. So when there's no more water, you won't be getting this kind of rapid bubbling. And also we want to get all these milk solids to sink to the bottom at some point. So I just give it a little stir, bring them in, just to help it along every once in a while. Not that often, you don't want to be disturbing this too much. Just a little bit like this, just leave it like that. And let it continue for a few more minutes. You might find that this whole process could take 15 minutes. It's not that long, but it doesn't matter if it goes a little over or a little under. The most important thing is we don't want to burn the milk solids that have settled to the bottom. It's fine if they brown, and the more they brown, the nuttier the flavour that our ghee will have. But even if we were to stop the process before that started to brown, you just have a lighter ghee. It wouldn't make a difference. The most important thing is not to burn the milk solids. So we have a low temperature and just this kind of a rapid boil in the beginning, which is, like I said, the water escaping. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. As you can see, the rapid boiling has pretty much stopped. There's still some bubbles forming here, but the vast majority of the water has evaporated. But look how it's cleared as well, the color of the liquid. And if we just move this stuff away, we can see all the milk solids that have sunk to the bottom. And also you can see some browning. Some of them have actually started to cook, as it were. And that's what gives ghee its nutty flavor. Now you can stop at this point, or you can continue and get a little bit more of that nutty color, nutty flavor into your ghee. You can also wait till almost all of this white foam is completely gone as well, and all you have is a clear golden liquid. It's completely up to you where you go from here. Now for me personally, I'm going to leave it a little bit longer, because as the browning's only really just started, and I want a nice nutty flavor to this, and it also gives an opportunity for more of this milk solids that are still floating on top to sink down to the bottom. But we're pretty much there, really. Next I'll be pouring this into my jar. So the ghee's ready. All we have to do now is fill a jar with our finished product. Get a ladle, very carefully, lower into your ghee. Try not to disturb the bottom, that's where the milk solids are. So we just want to carefully now collect pour into our jar. Once you've spooned your ghee into the jar, what you should have is this at the bottom. This is all the milk solids. As you can see, they're toasty brown, so they've given a nice nutty flavour to our ghee. And this can now all be washed away. And this is our end product. This is our ghee. Now, you can store this in the fridge, or you can leave it out on the counter, you know, with a lid on. It'll last months, if not a year or 2 years, who knows. I'd expect that you would use it all up way before then, so you don't have to worry too much about storage. You can leave it out, you can keep it in the fridge, it's completely up to you. I guess it depends also on the temperature in your country in some regards. The only reason it would spoil is if there's water still in it, but if we've done a good job evaporating the water, it should last a long time. Now, as to how and when you should use it, just follow my recipes and you'll get to learn its flavour profile and get to realise what it's doing and what it's adding to your food. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching.